Bonjour everyone, this is Miss Jane. Welcome back to my channel. If it's a first time coming, welcome. You're always welcome here. This is a safe space. This is something that's going to be hard to talk about, so I might be all over the place because it's very personal and maybe something that I should have started maybe back when I started this channel, even the prior channel. But here we are right now. If you hear some noises, sorry about that. There's some kids running upstairs, not my kids, but it is what it is. But I needed to put myself out there, and also I didn't put any notes, so you might hear like myself repeating myself maybe a little bit here and there, maybe looking everywhere at the same time. I'm not gonna edit like anything. I'm just gonna film and post it out there, and hopefully it's gonna help someone. By the time you watch this video, please be nice in the comments because it's really not an easy topic. I'm just here to share my story, and I hope that it's gonna help someone. So I started my journey on YouTube back in 2007-ish, 2006, 2007. Back when I was just focusing on music. So I have another channel which is only music. I'm a singer-songwriter, and my name is Miss Jane, and that's how I started, like, as an independent artist. So I wanted to share my journey as an independent artist, how I was coping and how I was working on myself, and how I was able to work on my first album, which I did. I'm very proud about that. And then in 2009, I wanted to push myself even more to see what else could I do. So I was in New York, and I was meeting people, like a lot of people, a lot of celebrities. I would say more celeb than me, but yeah, it was pretty interesting, and I really loved that. I really loved the networking. I really loved the way that we were connecting. Everyone was connecting to each other. But in 2009, I met this guy, and he's not in the industry or anything, but he wanted to have my number. It's a, you're a nice lady, etc. But at the time, I remember I was so focused. I was like, oh, I have a boyfriend, because I just didn't want to engage into anything with anybody. I was so focused on music and just making it and just, grinding. That was my grind. This is what I do. So, but when I took a few steps, that I was feeling bad lying to the guy for some weird reason. So I went back to him, gave him my number. I said, I lied to you. Here's my number, whatever. So, and this is how the story started. So little did I know that I was fall into a sociopath person. How do I know? It's a long story. I'm gonna try to cut it short, but we were on and off, like talking, and then he just talking to me for no reason, and saying things that made me feel like weird. So I was like, okay, well, if you feel that way, we're not gonna talk to each other. But then coming back to me, it's like a mind game, a wicked mind game, which it took me a while to get off. I'm not going to get too much into that type of personality. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just sharing my journey of what I went through and how I was able to get out. So I started this journey. At first, I changed the name. I just wanted to distance myself from Miss Jane to have a regular name. So my real name is Janika. So I started this channel as Janika to Natural. Everything was good. I was doing hair, and I added like AdSense, and at the time, I was starting, but I was getting much more views as well. And I even got a YouTube check. I still remember, well, I never received it because I moved back to Canada, and it's a long story. But I was able to meet a lot of people as well, sharing my hair journey as a natural hair journey, and also vlogging. I was doing like nature walk. Now I see more and more videos about nature walks and things like that than just vlogging. So it's really interesting. If you look back into my old videos from 2012, 2013, 14, that's when it stopped. That's when I was really, really pushing. So during that time, he reached out to me again, And he was like, oh, I changed, I changed. I was like, I'm not sure, I'm not sure. So he said, he wanted to prove himself. So I gave him a chance, fell into him. We moved in together. I remember 2 days after moving together, regretting it, because it was saying things that made me doubt myself. So, and at first I didn't think too much of it. I was like, maybe it's in my head. And I do remember like also thinking like maybe that was a bad idea. I even had a nightmare about it, that he punched me, and I woke up and I fell off the bed, and he just reached out to me. He woke up as if he was up. It's just weird. And he just told me like, what happened? And I said, well, I dreamed that, you were punching me. And he said, I'm never going to do that to you. And little did I know. So we were together, but there was a lot of on and off. Like he could talk to me, be nice to me, and at the same time insult me all in one sentence, and then be back to nice again. And me, I'm the type of person, I don't fight. I've never been into a fight, physical fight. I don't like to argue. I'm just about peace and love. And he was very different. He loves horror movies. He had all those different ideas about the world and everything. But I learned to accept people for the way they are. And I accepted him for the way he was. So it's a lot. I'm gonna try to keep it short, but basically the first time he punched me was, I still remember, I was like, I never grew up like this. I don't know where you're coming from. I'm leaving. I called my cousin. She came over. I put some stuff in my bag. I said, I'll come back for the rest of my stuff. And then we were both to talk to each other, and I came back. When I came back, it was okay for a while, but during that summer of 2015, and that's the thing also, when I moved in with him, I stopped making videos. I stopped a lot of things. I would start to be more, like I'm already an introvert, but I was more as if I was into myself a lot, and I was like not engaging anymore. I wasn't into my social media. Even if you look on my Instagram, you can see from September 2014 to August 2015. That is the time that we were living together, and my face looks different. When I look at those pictures, I left them there purposely because I look at myself, I don't even recognize that person anymore. But at the time we were living together, and I fell into his bad habits and all. So I remember going back to Montreal, and I had the best week, just being myself with my friends. I haven't told anybody at the time what was happening to me. So I was just, I was kind of blaming myself also, because I could hear God's voice telling me to not engage with him, but I never listened. Sometimes when you listen to your own voice, I think that's when God was like, you know what? You want to learn your lesson? Come back to me when you're ready. I love you, but this is too much. So stop hearing your voice. I was praying a lot. I'm a prayer person. I was praying a lot, but I could not hear his voice anymore, God's voice. And the night that I came back, well, 2 nights after I came back from Montreal, I remember like he was just lying after lying after lying. Like, for example, he went to the gym, and I was at work, and that day I wasn't feeling too good. I was like, I really don't feel good. So I called work and I said, you know what, let me just stay home. And but I didn't tell him. So when I went back home, I was like, where is he? Because he wasn't working also. He became like what you call a bum, a scrub, whatever. He stopped working. So basically I was taking care of everything. And I remember coming back, and he came back from, no, I was calling him. I was like, how come you're not home? Because if you're not home, you're not looking for a job. You're not supposed to be, not that you're not supposed to be out, but what are you doing really? So I called him. I was like, hey, what's up? But no, he didn't even pick up the phone. So I called him, didn't pick up the phone. And when he came back in the house, he saw me, and he was like, "Oh, I went to the gym." I was like, "Okay, well, I called you." He said, "Well, I didn't listen. I didn't have my phone. I was listening to my music on my iPod. Remember those iPod that looked like the iPhones? So the iTouch or whatever. I don't even, I don't even have an iPhone. I'm not sure about how you call those things before, but when I looked on the left side, his iTouch or iPod was right on the table. So I looked over there, and he looked at me, looked at it, and it was like, and I remember my chest was just pounding so much, like you're getting in danger, like the guy's truly lying to you. So he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I went to chill with this girl, and so I was just like getting more and more disappointed, and it was at the point where I just lost confidence into myself. It's hard to say, but yeah, I lost confidence. I just was going with the flow, and I'm just like, I stopped believing his lies, but I didn't know what to do. Like, it wasn't working. I wanted to step out. I wanted to just merge out, but he was playing the victim, but at the same time I was the victim because he was always blaming me for everything. But when my cousin came over, my cousin called me, and she was asking me, let's go to the beach. She knows that I love the beach. She knows I love nature and all. And I was telling her, like, I'm not sure that I want to go. I'm not sure. I don't feel, I'm not sure, cuz. And she was like, well, I don't understand you, cuz. And she really, like, exploded kind of me. And she was like, I don't understand you. You like to go to the beach. You like to do the stuff. How come? And I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And I could feel the window of opportunity just closing down on me. So I told her, cuz I have a black eye. And she just like, what? She's like, okay, cuz I'm coming right now. She didn't think anything of it. She didn't ask me to send me a picture or anything, thank God. She just came straight. And when she came, she opened the door. That guy went to the gym at the time, and I called him to let him know that, my cousin was coming over. He's like, okay, so, and I was like, well, don't come over because she's really, really upset right now. And he was saying like, oh, well, I'm going to be tired after the gym, nah. Laying down, like, he was complaining a lot, and I'm like, you're not even working, like, you don't even do anything from your day, like, you basically just go to the gym that I paid for, and that's it, so when she came over, she opened the door, she saw my face, she's like, cuz we're leaving. She started screaming, she's like, cuz we're leaving right now, we're taking all your stuff, we're never coming back, we're leaving, like, I don't care, we're leaving. Don't even say you want to stay. And for me, hearing that was like the calling that I was hoping for and praying for the past 3 days, that I stayed in the dark, sleeping on the floor, saying like, okay, it's my time to really move out. But I didn't even know how to start. I was like, I only have one luggage. And she's like, well, I don't care, like, we'll figure it out. Like, there must be some bags in the basement. I was living in a building, so we went to the basement, and we saw those huge construction bags out of nowhere. Like, it was as if God put them there for us. So we took those bags, we went upstairs, and then she's like, and I was going in a circle in the room. I was like, my stuff is mixed with his stuff, and I didn't calculate all those things. And she's like, okay, we'll go by section. We just had rented a bedroom because, New York is expensive, whatever. And at the time we were just moving in together, so we said, okay, let's move in to the same room, and then after that we'll get our own apartment. Thank God we never did. So we went by section. She's like, okay, what is yours, what is live? So we took everything. I left a few things. I left my camera that I had at the time, which I really love, my Power Shot Nikon, which was with what I started my videos on this channel at the time. And we took just basically everything. My computer, my iMac. I don't even know how we even thought about taking the iMac, put it back in the box, because I keep everything. I keep my boxes, everything. It was in the basement as well. So I just packed in everything. I was like, okay, this week can leave. I left a lot of equipment that, I paid for, and I'm so like upset. I'm upset that I left even the PlayStation that I paid for, the PlayStation 4 that I paid twice. That's a story for another day. But at the time I didn't care. Even my kitchen stuff, my Ninja blender, I left everything there, and we took the necessary, what was really important for me, and we put all the bags in front. Thank God there was like a dollar van that was parking. I guess the guys were stopping for lunch or whatever, and they stopped on my street. I never see a dollar van on my street. If you're in Brooklyn, you already know it's always on Flatbush, on Utica, or on Church, those areas. But that van was just going back home. So we went to those guys, and they saw my face, and they're like, okay, yes, I'm going to help you. So they took my bags, put them in their van, and after that, we went to a storage. My cousin was like, oh, let's drop everything to my place. Like, my mom's not there. So I was like, no, I'll put them in the storage, and I'll take the necessary to your place. Thank God also I had savings, and I put all my savings. He didn't know about the savings that I had on the side. He knew one time because I made a mistake of sending myself an email about my thing, and he had access to my tablet, so he was able to see like the balance. And thank God he never saw like how much I was making. He never knew where I was working, what I was really doing, etc. He just knew I was working, and for him, as long as I was bringing money and paid the rent and that paid the food and electricity, all, he was fine with it. But anyway, so we went to the storage, and I remember like when the lady asked me for my residential address, I just started crying. I was just like, well, right now I'm homeless, I don't have an address, and I just started crying. And she came to me, she gave me a hug. She said, God's gonna help you. Whatever happened, He's gonna help you. And the fact that I call him like a sociopath is not loosely. A lot of people call people narcissists loosely without even know what is a narcissist. There's a difference between bipolar, narcissist, borderline, psychopath, sociopath. And he's a sociopath. He's the least detectable type of personality you can even see into a person, because the type of person is so nice, so quiet, so calm. How come you would do ever something like that? You must have done something. It must be you, because he's so quiet. You see that type of personality? But at the same time, in the same sentence, he could say, I love you, but I hate you, and I punch you, but I love you, but if you haven't done that, da, 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 da. And it's just like, it's just too much. I'm just giving you like a good like resume, but it's deeper than that, and nobody can really understand. Probably a lot of people deal with sociopath without even knowing they're dealing with sociopath. It's that dangerous type of personality, like they said. Like I was told when I went to counseling. So I was able to stay to my cousin also, and I was really, really thankful. So for me, it's just like the video is really important, because a lot of people go through those things, and not a lot of people can talk about it, and it's really hard to even verbalize everything into one video. I'm taking 2 shots. I'm not sure when it's going to cut off again, but hopefully if you meet someone, if you know someone that goes through it, don't let them just deal with it by themselves. It's so hard, and it's so hard to get out. And even mentally, it took me a good year, because I went to see 3 counselors throughout New York City. And thank God also, they were able to pay for my glasses, the state of New York. He went to court. He never went to jail. He went to prison like 1-2 days when they arrested him, but that's it. But he never was really, he was incarcerated, but never really pled guilty to the point where he went to jail. He just took a plea deal and was able to get psychology type of session, but those type of people don't care about psychologists. They think they're above the law. So to me, that wasn't enough. But he has like a domestic violence title on his record. That's for the rest of his life. He had a restraining order. The restraining order stopped in 2017. He sent me an email in 2019 saying, I miss you. Maybe we can talk and all. I just blocked the email. I sent it to my lawyer at the time, and she said, well, since you're in Canada and he's over there, There's nothing you can do. There's nothing really that he can do unless he really breaks the law, technically, again. But I don't even care about those things anymore. You know, I'm in a good place, and thank God, you know, I was able to rebuild myself, and I'm in an apartment that was made for me, where it's very quiet, it's renovated new, it's peaceful, I have my peace, and I'm not going back there. That's one thing, I'm not going back. You're probably gonna try again to contact me because those people, type of personality, they never stop. And you can see a lot of people die from domestic violence too much. A lot of people try to get away, and those type of personality, they pursue you for the rest of your life. So be careful when you're out there, be careful who you trust. But at the same time, if you have somebody that you can talk to, that you can go to, that's the most, especially that if you can escape to somebody's place, to a safe place where they can open the door for you, you got a good person around you. And if you're in danger, just go to that person, just don't go back. Even if you have kids, the holidays coming up, it's not going to change during the holidays, it's not going to change after the holidays. You deserve the respect for yourself, you deserve your peace, you deserve to be respected. But first it has to start with you. You have to say that, yes, I'm going to leave. Not I'm going to leave, but you know, if the sex is so good, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Your life matters. Your life matters. I'll repeat it again. Your life matters. So hopefully it's going to help somebody. I might do another video, I'm not sure, but it was important for me to even express that because that's the reason I was always on and off on YouTube, and I have to move out a lot, and I was always never in the right place, and trying to do some videos which was going well. And up until 2014 I had like 3 figures numbers. I would start getting paid and I lost everything. And I'm not gonna stop making videos. It's a way for me to express myself and to share myself with you, but now I share myself completely. I know YouTube gonna understand. I hope that YouTube's gonna understand. That's why I've been away, and please stop reducing my videos to 19 views for some videos. I used to have so many views, but it's okay, you know. If I can reach at least one person that's gonna say my life matters. And so this is a very long video, but it was a very necessary video. If you need to reach to somebody that that you need to talk to, if you're by yourself and you don't have anybody, please reach out to me. I don't have all the answers, but I can help the best that I can. Please, if you leave comments, be respectful, because it's really not an easy topic. Even if it's not the holidays right now, a lot of people go through it, and especially with what's happening right now, it's hard to even talk about it. But I'm happy that I did. Like I said, I don't have all the answers. I'm not perfect. I'm an empath. So for me, my sanity is everything, and the time that I take to absorb for myself is everything as well. Anyway, it's gonna be too long. It's already over 20 minutes that I've been talking. I think it's the longest video I've ever done, I think. But please be safe. Reach out to somebody that you trust. If they don't accept you for you, it's fine. Just let them know that you know, you understand, and you will be okay. If you can see this, you will be okay. But it has to start with you. You have to tell yourself, I'm worth it, I don't deserve this, and I'm out. Peace.